Hi guys, Miss O'Connell here. So the first thing you need to do is go to Google Classroom and open up the Explosions, Energy and Collisions Lab, which looks like the document that's on the page that you see here. When you open that document, it'll make a copy for you. You're going to type your lab information directly in the document, and you will submit this today. This lab should take you approximately one full period, possibly a little bit longer to do the calculation, but you should have plenty of time to complete it. If you have issues, there's sample data that's provided. Okay, I suggest that you collect your own data. Once you open the document, you're going to read through the introduction, the procedure, okay, answer the objective, and fill in the hypothesis. So pause the video and do that right now. Okay, so now that you have read through the procedure, etc. yourself, okay, the objective is to determine if kinetic energy is conserved in mechanical explosions. Your hypothesis should state that it either will or will not be conserved and why you think so. So lab setup. What you're going to do, okay, the tables in the back, everything is set up for you. The track should be leveled. The motion detectors on either end of the track. Okay, what you're going to start out with is both carts in the center of the track. They will start stationary. Okay, the gray cart contains the plunger. That's going to create the mechanical explosion. So you'll arrange the gray cart so that the plunger is in contact with the green cart. Please make sure that the Velcro or magnetic bumpers do not interfere with the plunger being released. If they do, you can either reverse the bumper or take the bumper off of the car. It slides off. Okay, you might want to practice releasing the plunger. So the easiest way to do that would be to use a bar mass. Okay, the bar mass is in the white little box. If you apply force to the black button on top of the gray cart, it will release the plunger. Once you practice and you're sure that you're creating the explosion, you're going to use Logger Pro to start collecting the data. You'll click that green start button in the upper corner. You'll hear the click, 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 so the motion detectors are working. Okay, and you'll record your data based off the velocity versus time graph, okay, as you've been doing for the past 2 labs. So again, both carts are starting in the center of the track. They both start with a velocity of 0. Okay, so before, initial velocity of both will be 0. After, the carts move in opposite directions. So they gain velocity and they move in opposite directions. So please make sure that your velocity vectors in your data table have opposite signs. One should be positive, one should be negative. Do not let the detector determine direction for you. Determine direction based off of your lab setup. Okay, so you decide what's positive and what's negative, but you should have opposite signs because the objects move away from each other after the explosion. Okay, so we know that we're looking at the velocity versus time graph. Okay, we can delete the position versus time graph in Logger Pro. The data that you collect is going to look something like this. That dotted line would show what would happen if you do not stop the program in time. So before the cart reach the motion detectors, you must press stop. Do not wait for the cart to come into contact with the detector. Otherwise, it'll be very difficult for you to read the graph. So press start and stop before the cart hits the motion detectors. Do your best to stop the cart before it hits the detector. Okay, so your before, again, will be 0. So you'll see a flat horizontal line at 0. After will also be a flat horizontal line. You'll highlight that segment. You'll go to statistics, okay, which is that 1/2 looking button on top. So you'll highlight it, go to statistics, and you'll record the mean value in your data table.